Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. Today we have this Smart Sensor Sunshade by Joytutus. We're going to show you what's inside of this package here. This is actually pretty cool. Packaged up quite nicely so that you don't get it ruined in transit. Lots of foam. But this is what you really want to see. I'll show you a couple other things in this box here in just a second. But this is what you're here to see. Let's slide this out of here. And this is the actual sunshade. Now this is adjustable. This is going to clip onto your visor, and we'll show you how that works. And then you can flip it up and down, and it turns on and off automatically as you flip it up and down. But we'll get that into real life. Let me just show you real quick what else is in here. You have a instruction manual. You have one of these claws. This is like the silky glass cloth. A piece of rubber that is going to, if this doesn't fit your visor correctly, if it's a little bit too big, this is like an insert that will take up a little bit of space inside your visor. And of course a charging cable, which is just a regular USB to C type. Let's get out in the car and let's see how it actually works. Now the sun's a little high in the sky today, but it is still blocking it, catching it up here. I like that I can slide this forward and back. If I slide it forward, I actually like the view of it slidden forward better. I don't like that too close to my face, but then I actually have the sun's actually coming in right here. If I slide this up here a little bit, and it blocks it for me better. And as we turn, we're driving straight now, we got the sun coming right in it. As we turn and the sun isn't hitting us, it's actually going to auto undim. Either all the way, or depending on how much sun is actually hitting it, it will lighten up more or less. Now we are about 2 o'clock in the afternoon today, so the sun's actually pretty high right now. What I think this would be really, really good for is some of those late nights, not late nights, but late afternoons when the sun is down lower. And like right now, my visor could cover up this sun, but when that sun is lower, it's below your visor, this comes down, like from where I'm sitting, it touches my dash. You know, it doesn't physically touch the dash, but it comes up level with the dash, and comes all the way up here. So it really covers up my whole windshield. Now that solar panel on the front, I really didn't think was going to do a whole lot, maybe extend our battery life a little bit. But I used this yesterday. I went on a 2-hour drive, and I used it a little over 2 hours. I used it the entire time, and I started with a full battery, and my battery still showed full when I was done. So it maintained its charge all the way over those course of 2 hours. And then sitting overnight, it was like 14 below last night. It was very cold. I was down between 1 and 2 bars just from, I think just from the cold, because obviously it wasn't used overnight, but just the cold killed that battery a little bit. And having it out today, I'm down, I'm teetering between 1 bar down and fully charged. So I'm actually using it, and it's charging itself a little bit more than what I'm using it. So that little tiny solar panel actually does keep it charged if you're using it. And it's big enough, it covers enough field of vision that I thought that it was going to bother me having that in front of me, but it really doesn't. Because pretty much everything that you typically see in front of your windshield, it just covers it, so you really don't have that line. And I'm glad it has the line here, because then you have something to touch, you don't get fingerprints over it, but otherwise that's just one more thing to clear. And then those fingerprints being closer to your face, I think they bother me. But we got the sun coming from the side a little bit more now, so it auto undimmed a little bit. Now we're at 30%. We're shaking here a little bit because I don't have my visor. This is an old car, 21-year-old car actually, so my visor here is pretty weak fitting in that little notch, so it doesn't hold it quite as tight as a newer visor that doesn't move as much would do. Now the sun is mostly coming at an angle over here, so it's actually coming out of the side, so it's still dimmed a little bit because of the amount of light. But watch when we go under this old underpass, how quickly it loses the light, undims, and then redims again. jumps right back up to 100%, which is allowing 100% of the light to go through, and then back down to we're at 50 right now, because even though the light's technically coming in, the sun is coming in from my side window, the sensor is still detecting a lot of light that's coming in from the windshield, which there is, just the sun isn't really blocking my eyes. It's really coming in from here right now. But now when you're just driving under an overpass, that really doesn't need to dim and brighten back up for you, because it happens so fast. But I was in Milwaukee yesterday, and I'm going through some of, there's some tunnels there, and then there's some very low light underpasses and stuff, and it was actually really nice for that, because coming into those, it would brighten right back up so I could see it, and then when I'm coming out of that tunnel and the sun is hitting you right away, it immediately dimmed. I didn't have to move this out of my way or anything like that. It was just, it took care of it all by itself, and that was pretty cool. I tried to set you up about eye level so you could see what I would see. I don't know if you're seeing exactly what I am, because I'm on the driver's side and you're more in the middle. But the sun has come down just a little bit now, and it's catching just the top of this, so it's blocking it. Now we're going to see as soon as it, as we're on the highway, we keep turning, right? And moving the sun from place to place. But now it's coming out of the side here, and it's not doing a whole lot for me. It's actually not doing anything for me. But even with this down, it doesn't obstruct my view at all. And I really don't mind it, even though my visor moves a little bit. As long as you're focused on what you're looking through, this being closer to you doesn't really bother you that it's moving at all. At least doesn't bother me any. And I have it set up obviously for when the sun is in front of me. I'm not having to squint at all because of the sun versus I don't know exactly what you're seeing because you're at a little different angle than me, but I'm liking this. I've been using it a lot more lately because I don't like wearing sunglasses, especially early in the year, because it seems like once you start wearing sunglasses, you really have to stick with it, because otherwise your eyes, it starts to bother your eyes if you're always wearing them and then you don't. And I don't like to wear sunglasses when I'm on the boat, because I get little white spots. I get a nice tan, but I get white spots where my glasses are, so I try not to wear sunglasses more than I have to. So in the vehicle, oftentimes I don't have sunglasses. Now you can see it just undimmed because the sun is not hitting it because of all the trees here. If it was, and now it just dimmed again a little bit. Now we turned far enough that the sun is not hitting it anymore, so you can see it brightened back up. It's at 100% now, which is again 100% of the light coming through. And if we don't move it out of the way, if we lift it up, it's going to shut off by itself. If we don't, though, and the light doesn't hit it for long, and the sun doesn't hit it for long enough, it'll shut off on its own so that it doesn't waste the battery. I'm not sure if we're going to be driving long enough for that to happen right now or not, or once I get off the highway, then the sun's going to hit it again. So, but again, it's pretty much, I mean, you're still looking through something, but sight-wise, it's almost the same as just looking through your regular windshield. And it's big enough that it really doesn't bother me at all having it down. And I like that it's not bothersome when it's down, because I wouldn't use it if it was. And now when we're done with it for the day, I like to just grab it by the ends here and I can move it, because again, my visor doesn't hold very strong, and I don't want to touch it because then I'll get fingerprints. Fingerprints will definitely bother me. But I can just flip it up and it automatically shuts off from being flipped up. I'm not sure if I flip my visor down, it'll turn back on. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera. The other thing then, I hold my visor and I can push it down with one finger, and then it turns right back on as soon as I bring it down. I guess I could put it up with one hand too. I try not to get fingerprints on it because that will bother me. And then when it's up out of the way, I actually like to slide it forward a little bit. It tucks up a little bit better and is out of my way a little bit more. It really doesn't affect your view when it's out of the way then. It comes up about level with where the top of from where I'm sitting anyway, about where the top of your mirror is. So that little bit really, you don't really use that. I don't really use that anyway. So it doesn't bother me when it's up out of the way at all. Now you got to see it in real life, and you got to see how it works. Since starting this video, you can see I just filmed this in my BMW 325xi. For those of you who don't know, since starting filming this video, I have sold that BMW and I now have an Audi A4. which this works on the visor of the Audi A4 as well. So it is somewhat universal. Comes in a couple different sizes. Find one that fits the visor of your vehicle, and again, we have that pad to put in there if we need to help take up some of the space, but it is slides here. Where's the adjustable? Here's the adjustable slides to accommodate different size visors. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. This is actually a pretty cool product, and I really like having it, especially in the BMW. It's sat just a tiny bit low. It didn't bother me. In the Audi, it actually sits up a little bit higher and is even less in the way than it was in the BMW. So check this out if you think it might be something that you're interested in, and if you're watching this channel for the first time and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.